All right, we are in week 13. Welcome to Neighborhood Picks. We got our Friday weekly Pickem. We're going to talk about every game. We're going to put our picks in the box, and let's get right to it. But before we even start, with the way this year's going, with the Raiders on Thanksgiving, with all these crazy games, just know there's dogs. There's dogs on the premises, guys. There's dogs. I don't feel like anything is going to stay on the game script. I'm not sure anything's going to stay on. So what I'm going to do today is, since we're in the stretch run of the fantasy football season, going into the playoffs and Super Bowl, and that correlates with the end of the regular season, the month of December, I'm going to go over games. Excuse me. I'm going to go over games, cold air. But each game I go through, I want to talk about certain individuals and guys that I'm really noticing. Like last night, Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard might be the best back in Dallas right now. And if you look close, Ezekiel Elliott's only a couple yards ahead of Pollard. I got all this shit written down. I was taking notes before. Tony Pollard has 602 yards, okay? Where's Zeke? Ezekiel Elliott's not even close. Ezekiel Elliott's got 7-something. So that just goes to show you right there. I mean, Dallas, you don't even know who's going to lead that team in rushing at the end of the year. Tony Pollard went for a 50-yard touchdown last night. They got weapons, but fantasy-wise, I have Pollard, and I'm trying to figure out who I'm going to start later on in my flex. I got Nick Chubb. Then I got Hunt. That was going to be my team all year. But now I got Pollard and Gordon. And there's so many teams this year with really good running backs or split running backs that there's a few teams where both running backs deserve to be started in fantasy. But it's got to be the right team. I can only think of teams maybe on one hand. Cleveland, Hunt, and Chubb. Chubb is averaging 96.3 yards a game rushing and 5.8 a carry. So now he's got 867 yards now. We know Kareem Hunt was the best back in football a couple years ago with the Chiefs. So we know that Cleveland would be one. Dalvin Cook and Madison. That could be two, but they never use Madison when Cook is going. They want to use Cook all the time. With Cook being out, Madison's going to get a shitload of carries. Madison's got a lot of yards too for when he plays. Ezekiel Elliott's got 765 and Cook's got 773. Even though it seems that Elliott's not having a good year, it's because Pollard is doing so much. But another one I'm looking at is Denver's running backs. Gordon, everybody just wants Melvin Gordon to go away, but he's not that old and he's a good back. He's got 605 yards, and the rookie Williams has 568. They're 18 carries apart 3 months into the season. Gordon's got 135 carries. Williams got 117. That's tough, you know. Tony Pollard, with 602 rushing yards, has more rushing yards than Aaron Jones, James Conner, Swift, and Kamara. Pollard has more rushing yards than all those guys. I mean, the top dog right now that Henry's out, you got to say it's Jonathan Taylor. 5.8 a carry, 100 yards a game. He's got 1,205 yards. You know, you got to find the system and the coaches you trust and the team's tendencies and the availability history of your running back. But when I look at the games this week, I go to players and it's more clear to me on who's going to be doing what needs to be done, and who's going to take shape in that particular game. I'm gonna go over more as we go. Like the first game, okay, Tampa Bay, they're 10.5-point favorite at Atlanta. Gronk is back. That's good. Fucking Fournette, man. Did you guys see Fournette run the rock? When they want to pound Fournette, they can. My question would be, why waste that on Atlanta? You're going for the prize, the Super Bowl. The eyes on the prize. Why would you run a guy into the ground week 13, 14, 15? You know, I could see them staying away from Fournette a little bit till the playoffs. They ran him heavy in the playoffs last year. Remember against the Rams a few months ago? They ran him like 3 times because they're playing chess. The other teams are playing checkers. So I love Fournette, but I don't think they're going to rely on the running game. They think Atlanta stinks. They'll probably shoot it out. Look for Brady to have another big game. They'll probably cover, but divisional game, you never know. So I just can't say Falcons anymore. So I'll take Tampa Bay minus the 10.5. On the Falcons, there's no more Ridley. He had a mental breakdown. So what do we got? We got Pitts, who he's showing it, but he hasn't skyrocketed through the roof yet. But he's showing it. So you got to look at Pitts, Russell Gage, and Cordell Patterson. Whoa. Cordell Patterson is doing things that I never saw him do. Like, they didn't even use him like that in Minnesota. And he had to stop somewhere in between last year. I can't even remember where it was. But I'll go with Tampa Bay. And you got Godwin, Fournette, Brady, Gronk, the Tampa Bay defense. I got them starting in my league. And then you got Pitts and Gage, really, and Cordell. Then you got the Cardinals, who they just got off a bye. They're a 7.5-point favorite at the Bears. I like the Cardinals in this one to blow out the Bears. Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins are finally healthy. Christian Kirk is on my fantasy team. He has become a fantasy starter. Let me give you an example. Oops, sorry for shaking. Jamar Chase, 50 catches. Kirk, 49. You don't even think about that, right? Now, Jamar Chase has a few more yards, but Kirk's got 628 yards. The guy is balling out. Now, here's a stat that amazed me about Christian Kirk. Now, this is supposed to be the second or third receiver. You got DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, A.J. Green, Rondell Moore, Chase Edmonds, James Conner, the quarterback, the defense. The Cardinals could be that team. But here's a stat that just really makes me go crazy when it comes to receivers. Christian Kirk. Okay, Jamar Chase has 50 catches. He's been targeted 82 times. Christian Kirk has 49 catches on 61 targets. That's crazy. I can't believe that. That's super efficient. That might be the most efficient guy in the whole NFL. The Cardinals are deep. The Bears stink. Give me the Cardinals minus the 7.5. Ertz is on the team now. Tight end. I'm talking more about players because now that the systems are kind of in place, teams are getting their rhythms, it's coming down to the players. You don't have to think as much when you're in the groove. Now you're playing, and the cream is rising. That's when you see defenses catch on later in the season, and you see certain players like go up and certain go down. Give me Arizona minus the 7.5 against Chicago this week. And I like the whole team. You got Murray, Hopkins, Kirk. I'm starting in my flex. A.J. Green, you could start him if you need a receiver. I'd rather start A.J. Green than Emmanuel Sanders right now. Emmanuel Sanders is in the witness protection program. DK was in there last week, but I have faith he'll come back. DK Metcalf, even when he's down, he's up. He's down right now, but he's still got 8 touchdowns this year because he's DK. He's 6'4", 250. Box out. The Colts. Colts against the Texans. Oh, I don't like the Colts, but they're better lately. Another guy that really came on this year, Pittman. I remember his father, Michael Pittman. Pittman is a beast this year. He's got 800 yards or something already. I got to check, but I like the Colts. I like Jonathan Taylor. He's the king of the running backs. 1,200 yards. But Pittman is the guy that really emerged this year. T.Y. Hilton doesn't have it anymore. So I'm thinking that the Colts are just humming the right way. Houston stinks, and I'm just going to stay with them. Let me see how many yards Pittman has. I know it's a lot. Pittman, 805 yards, 61 catches. That's amazing. All right, so there you go. I like everybody in Indianapolis because Houston's just so bad. That's an easy game to call. Give me the Indianapolis minus the 10. Am I going to bet any of these games in real life? No, because it's been a year of the dogs. This is why you don't just bet all the time. Like I understand when you take time off. Like all these spreads are 7 and 10, and all the underdogs. It's not like Tennessee is 7, like a team you like to take. These teams that are underdog stink. The Bears, you want to roll with them against Arizona? No. You want to roll with the Texans? Do you want to sit in front of your TV on a Sunday and root for the Texans to beat the Colts? That would feel like a loser right off the bat. So we can't do that. So we go with the Colts. Sunday at 1 o'clock, Giants at Miami. Miami's a 6-point favorite, and Danny Dimes is not playing. You know what? The Giants got me excited again. They're mathematically alive for the playoffs. Give me the Giants plus the 6. I don't even know who's quarterback right now. I don't even want to talk about the Giants and the Dolphins. And I wouldn't take anyone on fantasy. The Dolphins don't score. Giants are weird. You're going to take Slate. I wouldn't take not one player on either team in the daily fantasy lineup or any other lineup. Not one. The best Sunday 1 o'clock game for me is the Bucks. Not the Bucks. The Bengals. The Bengals and the Chargers. The Chargers are 3 points on the road at Cincinnati. I was just talking about Chase and Burrow and Higgins. Somebody asked me last week in the start sit, do I start Higgins? Yeah, you start Higgins all the time. That's a talented team. A month and a half ago, I might have said the Chargers. Right now, I'm leaning towards Cincinnati. But these games always have a way of tricking you. So, because everybody thinks Cincinnati, and there's so much parity, and Justin Herbert is just as good as any quarterback in the league, give me the Chargers plus the 3 on the road. Usual suspects, Mike Williams, Eckler, 100 touchdowns this year. Herbert, I love Chase, I love Higgins. Mixon, what's Mixon got this year? 924 yards. I mean, there's only 7, 8 backs that have those types of numbers. I mean, oh God, I love to see that. I mean, Zeke 700. There's only about Cook 770, Mixon 920. Elijah Mitchell, 700, and he's only played 8 games. Elijah Mitchell's the truth. That's a good rookie running back. San Francisco is my 3.5-point favorite at Seattle. I don't like how Seattle looks at all. Give me Elijah Mitchell and those boys to roll and roll right over them too. Elijah Mitchell. Debo's not playing though. See, these are tricky games. Debo's not playing. Metcalf hasn't even been thrown to in 2 games. You got to think he's going to get 8 to 10 targets. You know, I'm going to switch that. I think I'm going to lean towards Seattle at home. The Rams are 12.5-point favorite at Jacksonville. It's like they've been slumping. They're 12.5. They didn't cover against Detroit the last week of October. They didn't cover against them. I can see them not covering. They got problems. Give me Jacksonville plus the 12.5. My whole team in fantasy is predicated on Stafford and Cooper Kupp. So I just hope they stay hot. I'm 9-3. I already clinched a bye. I'm hoping that Stafford and Kupp stay hot. I don't like Beckham, how he looks. I think Van Jefferson's the guy. Van Jefferson's going to do the most out of the opportunities left of the next 5-6 weeks of the regular season, so I'd keep an eye on him. The Washington football team is +1 at the Raiders. The Raiders look so good. This is the NFL now. Parity. Redskins, Raiders, same shit. Really. Nobody thought that the Raiders could beat the Cowboys. I'm looking today on the iPad. Derek Carr's leading the league in passing. He was leading the league in passing 6 weeks ago when I said it. Oh, he had a couple of cold weeks. Everybody has cold weeks. It's the NFL. Derek Carr had a couple cold weeks. Nobody believed in them. +7. That's when you bet them. They beat Dallas. I mean, he's leading the league in passing right now. Look, he's number 1. That's why they're going to fucking lose. I'm serious. Washington, Heineke, McLaurin, Gibson. Their tight end's back, Logan Thomas. They're a dog. The Raiders are home. Washington, give me Washington. Because that's the NFL. There's dogs on the premises. So I'm sticking with it. It's a weird league this year. Now, look at these other two. You got Baltimore, Pittsburgh. I want to talk about these 2 teams together. You got Baltimore, Pittsburgh, right? And you got Philly and the Jets. Now, why do I talk about these 2 teams together? Philly is a 7-point favorite at the Jets. Baltimore is a 4.5-point favorite at Pittsburgh. Now, it's time that we recognize another quarterback as a generational, transcendent talent as far as running the football. Lamar Jackson has 707 yards right now. It looks like he's on pace for 1,000. However, he might not be the league's leading rusher at the quarterback position this year. Jalen Hurts is only 12 yards behind him at 695. They both average 5.7 yards a carry. They both had a long run of 31 yards this year. Only one of them's got 8 touchdowns. The other one's got 2. Lamar's got 2. Jalen Hurts has 8 rushing touchdowns, 700 yards rushing. That's the same numbers as Lamar. Look how we look at Lamar. We got to start looking at Jalen Hurts as a dangerous guy. Jalen Hurts at the Jets, the 7. The Jets can't get out of their own way. Give me the Eagles laying the 7 at the Jets. Baltimore, Pittsburgh is terrible. Lamar is the engine that makes that puppy go. You're going to see him play football. You're going to see Big Fat Ben do the opposite. Give me Lamar minus 4.5 at Pittsburgh. So with Lamar and Hurts both at 700 rushing yards, both going for 1,000. We've never had 2 quarterbacks run for 1,000 yards in the same season, I don't think. Actually, I know. I would know that one. So give me both of them. Give me Hurts, give me Lamar to beat the respective Jets and Steelers on the road. And then the night game, Sunday, I told you about Denver with the balanced rushing attack. I told you about Denver, Gordon and Williams, 600 yards apiece. That's 1,200 yards rushing. They average 125 attempts each. That's 250 attempts. That's a lot. KC's 9.5. Who's the king of never covering? KC. Teddy B. Got to manage. Judy's back. Font. Defense. Nick Fangio. Definitely give me the Denver plus the 9.5. Then Monday. I got to go Monday. I never talk about Monday's game when I do my Friday pick'ems. But the Patriots-Bills, oh my God. First of all, let me just real quick. KC has to show me something before we leave that game. I got to see something from Hill. I got to see something from Kelsey. Mahomes has to really take what they give him, play with it inside of himself, not do the fucking no looks and all that shit. I need to see the Chiefs put together a championship pedigree game. So they don't have to cover. They probably won't, but they better win. But I do like Denver plus the 9.5. So it is what it is. Now, you got MJ10. Do you know Mac Jones trademarked his name already? MJ10. It's pretty cool. Fucking Patriots are on fire. They're hot. They're hot. And I know this doesn't equate to fantasy, but the first time I saw Stevenson for the Patriots run the ball, I just did who is that guy? Like, the way Belichick rotates those running backs in and has them all hitting the hole hard. 3-4 carries, next guy, next series. They're coming in like Marianos on the Yankees. 3-4 of them. I like what they do. Buffalo's got 2 or 3. They all suck. But the Patriots, running backs I'm talking, the Patriots are beating the shit out of teams, and Buffalo is basically the opposite. They're more high flying. They got a good D, but Josh Allen, Diggs, the big play. Mac Jones is playing sharp. The Patriots are running the football. I keep remembering what they did to Brady. Everybody gives Buffalo so much credit, but didn't we all say in the beginning of the year, one of these teams is going to blow the division lead? Didn't we say in the beginning of the year that the Patriots are the one team that maybe could get it going in the second half because there's always a learning curve on quarterbacks? Yeah, we did. So who are we taking? We're taking the Patriots plus the 3. So give me New England plus the 3 as one of my best bets. Guys, leave your best 3 picks in the comments. Like and subscribe. Best 3 bets in the comments. We're tallying everything up. My best 3 are easy. Patriots plus 3. Broncos plus 9.5. And who are we going with? We are going with the third and final pick. Drum roll. Arizona to beat the shit out of the Bears. So we're going with the Cardinals on the road, laying the 7.5, which I never do road favorites. I'm a dog guy. But in this case, I like Arizona. I got a lot invested in Kirk and the flex. So we're going to go Arizona minus the 7.5. Denver plus 9.5. Patriots plus 3. Leave your comments in the box. And, other than that, just keep that holiday spirit. You know what I'm saying? Ho, ho, ho. That makes 3 of you. Take it easy, honey.